Good grief. It's important to not trip over your tripod when you're starting your episode. Happiness is another Roger Johnson's America episode. Hi there, I am Roger Johnson, and this is another episode. Remember, if you love America, you'll like us. On this episode, I'm going to be exploring the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul for historic sites, references, monuments, markers to Peanuts creator Charles M. Schutz. You know, Peanuts, Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Linus, Lucy, Sally, Marcy, Peppermint Patty, the whole gang. You're not going to want to miss this exciting episode. I love to travel, and I love America. From the Purple Mountains' majesty and across the fruited plain, from sea to shining sea. I want you to join me as I celebrate America one adventure at a time. This is Roger Johnson's America. Peanuts creator Charles M. Schutz was born on November 26, 1922 in Minneapolis, Minnesota at 919 Chicago Avenue South. It's right near downtown. I'm not sure if that's the original building or if there was a house there previously and it's new. You can't always tell these things when you're looking, and I wasn't able to find any information in the little bit of research that I did. He was born in Minneapolis, but he spent most of his formative years over across the river in St. Paul, Minnesota. So at a very young age, he was given the nickname Sparky. And the interesting thing about the nickname came from the character Sparkplug from the comic strip Barney Google. His father had a barbershop in St. Paul at the corner of Selby and Snelling Avenues. They lived there for a period of time. At one point, they also lived at a couple of different homes in the Highland Park area, one on James Avenue, and then just around the corner there on McAllister Avenue. I walked by both of those homes. It's a neat little park. Whenever I watched any of the Peanut specials, and even to this day, the Charlie Brown Christmas special, it's Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, etc., I picture those neighborhoods that are presented as being St. Paul. And when you walk through that neighborhood, it feels very much like you are stepping out of a Peanuts cartoon. Now, Charles Schutz apparently, as I understand it, has said that no, the inspiration for where the Peanuts live and all of that is more Colorado Springs than it is St. Paul, but there's got to be St. Paul influences all over that. It was while growing up here, he went to school, including St. Paul Central High School. St. Paul Central High School is still there. It does not look like a building from the 1930s. That's when Charles Schutz attended school there. But looking into it, apparently that's the original building. It does not look like a building from that era. Apparently they stripped off the outside, they gutted it, and they rebuilt around it. So it looks like a modern building, but the guts, the bones of it, still are the same building that Charles Schutz attended school at. I found, after I did this little adventure, I found at least one other home, looks like, that he lived in St. Paul that's there. As an adult, after he got into the creating of the comic strip, he moved out to Colorado for a short period of time, came back to Minnesota, and specifically Minneapolis. There's 2 or 3 homes that are still there. I went and found those as well. Ultimately, he did leave the state. He left Minnesota, went out to California, where he lived until his death. You can find the Charles M. Schutz Museum out there. I have not been there. I would love to go. Not part of this episode, because this is just Twin Cities, Minnesota-based things. But I would love to go out there one of these days. But Charles Schutz is not forgotten in the Twin Cities of St. Paul and Minneapolis. Located right near the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport, you will find the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota, the nation's largest shopping mall. In the middle, what is now Nickelodeon Universe, was originally built and themed to the Peanuts and was called Camp Snoopy. It's, of course, no longer Camp Snoopy, but if you want to get your amusement park Peanuts groove on, head upriver, the Minnesota River, that is, to Shakopee, Minnesota, and Valley Fair. There they have an area themed to the Peanuts characters called Planet Snoopy. I went out and I found other references to the Peanuts characters in St. Paul specifically. If you head to downtown St. Paul and Rice Park, they've got statues there. I believe they're bronze statues, brass statues. I'm not sure. They're very cool. You've got all of the main Peanuts characters: Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Woodstock, Linus, Lucy, Peppermint Patty, Marcy. Very cool. Yeah, they're just sitting around doing their thing, and you can get your photos with them and whatnot. Very cool. In the past, they've done, I believe, they're fiberglass statues of the various Peanuts characters, and during the course of a year, they will have Snoopy or Charlie Brown. I believe they did Linus one year, Lucy one year, and then local artists will go and they decorate them and paint them in different ways, and they're located all over the city. Once they're done with that event, local stores and things will buy those up and have them on display. So as you wander around town, not just in St. Paul, but further afield as well, you'll see those Peanut statues all over the place. They're very, very cool. Some I like better than others. There's a very cool one. If you're flying into the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, you've got a layover, wander through the airport, you will find a statue of Snoopy there, wearing his flight jacket and the whole thing. Really cool. Another one of those Snoopy statues that I came across that I found was in the Highland Park area. In Highland Park, there is an ice skating arena called the Charles M. Schutz Ice Arena, dedicated to Charles Schutz, who was a fan of hockey. He was a fan of football and baseball, and you'll see those things represented in the comic strips. Every once in a while in the comic strip, you'll find references to golf as well, and the nearby Highland Park golf course has references to the Peanuts characters as well. Well, specifically Snoopy. Now, if you're familiar with Disney and hidden Mickeys, well, it's kind of like that, except it's a hidden Snoopy. One of the sand traps is shaped like Snoopy. You can't really see it from the ground. Believe me, I tried. Aerial view, you can see it. But anyway, be very, very careful if you are out there and trying to see that Snoopy sand trap. Yeah, it is a live golf course. Yeah, one guy hit the golf ball, and I got out of the way in plenty of time. I hope that I didn't interfere with their game. I was planning on doing this adventure anyway, and then a couple of days ago, this stuff shows up online that, hey, this is the 75th anniversary of the publication of the first Peanuts cartoon. So what do you know about that? No, I think the Peanuts appeal to folks for a lot of reasons. A lot of folks connect with this guy right here because, we all feel insecurities. We all have failures, kicking the football. There's always a little red-haired girl. Sometimes she's a brunette. So I think there's a reason that the Peanuts are very popular. So this was a fun little adventure to do. Again, I live here in Minnesota, grew up in Minnesota, and to go out and finally check out all these different locations and sites and put together this video really, really was fun. And yeah, I hope to do more. You never know, there's adventure all over the place. You can find these little things wherever you go. So until next time and my next adventure, thanks for joining me, thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, this has been another Roger Johnson's America.